Hello and welcome to my video. If you're new here, what I like to do is to create videos that I would have found helpful when I first got out treasure hunting. Now, if you have been watching my channel for a bit, you'll know that this is the second jewelry jar. The first one is in a video that went up yesterday, and I have no... I have no notion that this could possibly top that last one. If you missed that video, you should go back and watch it. This was in that jewelry jar, and it is 18 karat gold. And it's got to be a real opal. It's maybe the coolest thing I've ever found. Certainly the coolest thing I've ever found in a jewelry jar. And we got other gold too. I mean, we got, what do we get? We got that. We got, why did I put it in with my other gold? Got that, got that, and there's one other little piece. Oh, there it is. Got that. And that's all gold out of that jar. So hopefully this one isn't going to be a disappointment. I don't know how it could possibly top the last one, but we're going to go through and do it anyways. Now, before I get further into this one, I do want to say that I have a personal rule on jewelry jars. There were 3 jewelry jars there today. Now, given that I found that I might go back and buy this other one, but I didn't see anything that caught my eye in the third jewelry jar. In that one, this pin right here was in it, and I could see the back and I could see the 10K mark. So that one was a no-brainer. In this case, this one wasn't quite as no-brainer. This one was less money. This was $20. The last one was $35. But I like that locket right there. And I like the quality. I think it's gold fill, but I think the little lyre or harp is probably carat gold on it. And I liked it enough that I wanted to come home with this jewelry jar too. So if you buy these things a lot, or have bought them a lot in the past, you probably know that they have, well, depending on where you live, these things seem to have gone up in price. When I first started buying them, they were like $10. And in some places, they might still be $10. But where I am locally, these things are so popular, $35 for one is not uncommon. And people pay it because folks are, I think, repurposing the contents of these more than they are doing what I'm doing, which is treasure hunting for gigantic opals set in 18 karat. I'm a little excited. Pardon me. All right, let's dump this one out and see what kind of goodies we have. So as we go through this, we will, come on you, we will employ a magnet and a loupe most likely. If you don't have one, they're quite cheap. I'll link them in the description. They're pretty easy to snag off of Amazon for, I think, like $7 for a loupe, and then a magnet assortment isn't much. I like to stack them up like this. They get really powerful. In fact, you can see there, stuff just comes out. And the magnet will tell you if something is plated. It's not proof positive. Sometimes if you go back, I did a silver video about this, and silver will react somewhat if it has a high nickel content, but for the most part, the magnet will let you get through stuff real quick and to say, okay, that chain is definitely just plated. So it's like steel that has gold plating on it. And you can very quickly plow through a pile like this. Now, if you're doing this at home in your leisure, the magnet is just, a handy way to diagnose what you should look closer at. Like in this case here, we're not getting a reaction to the magnet. Now we will on the clasp because there's steel in there. But that could just mean that this is like nickel that's plated with silver. So then we want to look at the clasp and see, does it have any markings? In this case, it doesn't. This is not high quality. The stones are just glued in. So this is not actually precious metal. Might be a decent necklace, but it's not precious metal. So well, that's kind of interesting. I don't know what kind of beads those are. They kind of have a little heft to them. If anyone can tell me what that is, I would like to know. We got some earrings here. Yep. So you know right there, because this is obvious. Right here, we're looking at a pretty obvious costume. And then that just tells us real quick, that isn't gold. It kind of has a look of gold because it's got gold on it, but it's not actually gold. All right. So here's a good example of where the magnet really can help you sort one of these things out. Because you can say, well, that doesn't matter. You know, the magnet isn't reacting to this thing. And it's pretty tangled in there. Is it worth untangling? Is it maybe silver? I don't know. I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. Kind of a cool dragonfly thing here. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Seems to be brass. But I don't see anything here that I need to bother untangling. Now, someone might want to untangle them if they want them, you know, like these earrings. They're plastic. But no, they're not plastic. They're just like cheap pot metal. All right, so we did untangle one of them. We can have a closer look at it. Okay, so it is actually magnetic. So in it goes. This thing is magnetic. Let's see if we can get it out of there. Yep. Somebody's been melting plastic. All right, so we're gonna try to go through. I'll set that one aside. We'll look at that one in a second. We'll just see if we can get through some of the stuff. A lot of it's just clear costume jewelry. It's a cute little sheep set in like a brass. You know what? I think I'm going to set this one aside. I think my neighbor might turn that into a bolo tie. That would be a great bolo tie, wouldn't it? All right. Some sort of dog taggy stuff. A lot of these kind of frizzly earrings. Not seeing, nope. Not seeing super treasure yet. It's all just, yep. Little flower. That just seems like it's costume. Yeah, definitely costume with that. Or just sort of a gold-plated with that sort of pattern on the back. Not very well made. Now, oh, thank you, magnet. All right, let's just use the magnet to pull some stuff out for us, shall we? You can see how the magnet is really a boon if you're, say, out at a garage sale or something and there's a bunch of jewelry. You can use this method to just absolutely rocket through an entire pile of jewelry at a garage sale. So if you're trying to beat someone else who's racing you to get all of the good stuff, the little magnet pile is your best friend, because it can help you really quickly dismiss stuff. And especially, like, you know, when I turned 40, my eyes stopped doing what they're supposed to do in the same way they had when I was younger. And now I have to, like, you know, look closely and pull out my my loupe to determine things. Oh, this is cool. Portugal. I like this. It's just brass, but I'm going to put that in my cool stuff pile. Is this something? This is interesting. Seems too shiny, but it's very light. Doesn't react to the magnet. Just seems so shiny. Looks like it's maybe tubes. I don't know. We'll set that one aside. We'll have a look at that one again later. Hey, I like this fish. This is I was hoping he would be gold. You look really good. I think a bolo, maybe? I'm going to put that in the bolo bag. That's kind of a cool necklace. Look at that. Oh, and it's got a... This should be silver. Stuck to it. We'll set that aside. I think that's silver. That's kind of a neat necklace. I wonder... Yeah, look at that. I'm going to put that in the cool stuff pile. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is neat. Ooh, 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 we've got something there. What do we got? Why does it say 14K and 925? Where's the, is it 14 karat gold plate? Is it vermeil? Wait a minute. Do I see a distinct line? No. Wow. All right. Okay, jewelry people. Copyright TT. This looks handmade by somebody. What on earth do I have? Because I feel like this is probably pretty good. Partially because it says 925 and 14K. Partially because it's cool. All right. I feel like this one has redeemed itself. That's neat. All right. What else we got down in here? Oh, I should zoom out so you don't get motion sickness, huh? That's just a little bracelet that's plated. Boy, this is sure a tangle. All right, so when you get these tangles, one of the things you can do is you can go, hey, does anything look really good in here? Now, some of it's definitely just going to be costume, but I see something that I like. I see this. I'm not sure what's going on with it exactly, but you know what? I want to get it out of here because I think this is silver, because it sure looks like silver to me. Now, does the magnet hit it? Nope. Doesn't have any markings on it. I don't know. All right, so what I'll do then is I'll pause and I'll grab my loupe. Well, it doesn't have any marks on it, but we'll test it later, but I'm certain that's got to be silver. That's a cool little necklace. All right. And you know, the cool thing is, this might actually be the first necklace that I've found that'll stand up to my daughter's. She's not exactly gentle on her silver necklaces. But we've been trying to have silver necklaces for her, so it gives her something to play with instead of her hair. She definitely plays with her hair a little more than she should. Okay, what do we got going on here? We have stuff. Little, oh, that might be amethyst. Yeah, look, silver. Boom. 925, I think that's a little amethyst. We'll set that aside. Hopefully the other one's in there. Oh, what do we got here? That's cool. And it is Mex. Huh. Well, I don't know if that's silver or alpaca, which would be like a nickel silver. We'll have to test that one later. Oh, that's kind of nice. Looks like it's new. All right, let's just keep going here. What we got? Oh, that's quite the... What is that? Oh, it's a bracelet. That's kind of cool. Apple, love thing. Cheap, 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 cheap. Oh, wait a minute. Let's not keep going cheap when we run into something that looks a little nice. Is this... does not react to a magnet. So just because you have a cheap backer on it doesn't mean you shouldn't pay close attention. So what do we have? This just looks a little nicer than average. Maybe not. Maybe those stones are just glued in. Not seeing markings. I always look for markings in lots of odd spots, though, because you never quite know. I don't know. This seems nice, but also not. And it's heavy. I'm confused. Hopefully we'll find the other one. I'm going to set that one aside into a let's look at you later pile. Cheap. Ooh. Boy, that looks like silver, doesn't it? Looks like very nicely tarnished silver to me. But I don't see markings on it. Magnet doesn't hit it. This may just be the unmarked sterling lot. Is it on the edge somewhere? No? Oh, is it in there maybe? All right. Okay, so I have a loupe out, and I can tell you it does say something. It's just very, very faint. And what it does say is it's got kind of a little pictogram kind of a thing. And then sterling. I really don't think it's going to show up on the camera, but let's try. So here it says sterling. And there's like a little mark. Maybe I can polish it a touch. All right, we polished it a bit. Now I think you can see the sterling, but maybe not these other marks. There's like a little, maybe a copyright thing there. There you go. That's as good as I can see it. It is very faint, whatever it is. So, if anyone knows Native American jewelry, I would appreciate an ID on that one. Okay, this might not be 18 karat gold and opals, but I'm pretty happy with this jewelry jar. Let's just keep on trucking, shall we? Oh, this is kind of cool. Little stick pin with a little scrimshaw. That'll go in our cool stuff pile. I'll just go through some of this cheaper stuff quickly. Oh, look. 30 years. Elks. Doesn't look... No, that's just plated. But it'll go in our nicer stuff pile. Ooh, chicken. Peacock. Cheap chicken earring. A little pendant, looks like. Maybe part of a necklace. Let's get these shells out of the way. There's a little, let's get that untangled. And then we got little bracelets. Is this earring something? Nope. There's an earring. I'll set that aside. We'll have a look at that in a second. There's a... Oh, that might be silver, is it? No. Is that reacting? All right, we'll set that one aside. I think we got a pile of silver going on over here, potentially. So we'll just go through and we'll quickly... That's somebody's fingernail. All right, a little skeezed out now. I'm gonna go quick. Yep. All right. Now, I will caution you, if you're picking stuff up with your magnet, keep in mind that things that aren't actually magnetic will get picked up too. So you want to make sure that you disentangle anything that is getting picked up and that you just haul off the ferrous stuff. Oh, the other fishy. I like those fishies. I hope those turn into bolos. Okay, what do we got here? That looks good. Set that aside. Now, believe it or not, some of these are actually silver. That one is stainless, but I do have in my silver chains video one of those which actually is sterling. Okay, so just a bunch of necklaces here, a lot of beads, and then something which I should probably disentangle because this looks like it's kind of interesting. That looks like silver. I bet that's silver. It looks like it's silver, amber. Not sure what that is. But yeah, we got our silver mark right there. Boy, I hope the other earring like this shows up. That's cool. Go in our silver earring pile. Oh, there's the other one of those. Where's the other? There's two of those. Hopefully those will be something. There's just a cheapo ring. That doesn't seem to be anything. Nope. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's just stainless, but it's kind of neat. All right, let's see if we can plow through the rest of this and look at the good stuff that we pulled out. It's kind of interesting. Ew, somebody's fingernail. Chicken. Nothing. I think we're down to brass tacks here. Hey, there's one more of those. That's good. Oh, there's the other one of those. I don't know what those are. I think they're just costume, but they're a weird costume. All right, and then everything else here, except for that, I got two of those things, whatever they are. And now we will look at the good stuff. Oh, are these good stuff? Let's see. Gold or silver mark there. We've got two though. I think they're like an amethyst bead, so we'll set those aside. And let's pull all our good stuff out. Well, potential good stuff. Because this whole sorting process was all about identifying potential good stuff so that we can look at it closer. All right, what do we got here? These might be silver. They might be alpaca. They got that Mexican silver look to them, sort of. I don't know. I don't think so. They don't quite look right. I don't see any marks on them. We can test those later if anyone cares. I'll put those up here with sort of probably good stuff. All right, let's have a look at this. So I think this is classic gold fill. You can see where this gold plate, where the gold plate is worn off. But what I like is I like the little, that piece. That seems like it might actually be gold. Let's see what happens when we open this up. KJ. Let's see, what does this look like? Well, folks, if you would like me to try to take this piece off and we can inspect it more, I think the locket itself is pretty much done, so I don't have any problem trying to take this piece off and look at it. Because it looks fairly good. And let's check one thing here if I can. What does this stone do? Is it just glass or is it actually a ruby? I think it's just glass. Yeah. So it's not a ruby. So this is probably not gold. It might be gold fill. It's probably not gold. I think we'll probably leave it unless someone has another idea for it. All right, we'll set that into our cool stuff pile. This looks like it might be silver. Look at that. What does it say there? 925 Thailand. That's pretty. Is the chain also silver? Let me zoom out so that you're not getting sick. Yeah, I think so. Yep, 925. Can't complain about that. It's not even tangled. Look at that. How often does that happen? Okay, so now we have this one. Yeah, got some silver there. Look at that. Wait a minute, what was that? Yeah, 925. There we go. So that's just a little bit of silver. Always nice to have just a little more bit of silver. All right, what's going on here? This is odd to me, but it looks like it has a thing here. So we can see that we have a little bit of 925. So whatever this kind of tangly, sparkly thing is, it's at least 925. And last but not least are these silver. I don't think so. They have kind of a melty surface look to them. If you're seeing that, and it typically indicates that they're just plate, and I think these are just plate. Yeah, they're not very, see this? They're not very well made. And there are no markings on them. So you can even see where some of the plate is a little bubbly on one of them. All right, they're kind of nice though. We'll put them in the kind of nice pile. So I think we did pretty good on this one. I feel like we've got something special here. I feel like we've got something special here. Got a little bit of silver, but I'd say these are probably the two big treasures out of this. So if anyone could tell me what's going on with this one especially, I'd love to know, because that is an interesting thing. Definitely an interesting thing. I'll leave you with that mark one more time. There it is. Well, I hope you can use this video to go out and find yourself some treasure. Like 18 karat gold and opal. I'm a little excited. You have to forgive me for that. I'm just a wee bit excited about it. Thank you so much. Have yourself a good evening.
Thank you for watching.